background of this. Hi, I'm going to be completely honest with you. There is no straightforward way to dressing timelessly. I'm sorry I clickbaited you. However, I like to think about the idea of what it actually means to dress timelessly, and I think I have cracked the code. At least for my understanding what timeless fashion is. So in this video I'm going to share some of my top tier tips, and you can do whatever you want with them, but hopefully it will help you be more mindful of creating your wardrobe in the future. Number 1. So I feel like often when people talk about timeless fashion, it is like this list of this minimalistic wardrobe that comes to mind, with pieces that don't really, in my opinion, shows like what your personal style is or what your personality is. And in this list there is like, it gives examples of like which shoes you should wear and which top shoes should include to have a timeless wardrobe. For example, it is often like a square toe is considered more of a trendy shoe and a round toe is considered more timeless, since it isn't as much of a statement. However, if you don't really find yourself comfortable wearing those timeless pieces, then is it really a timeless wardrobe? I mean, if you buy all of these timeless pieces but you don't feel comfortable wearing any of them, and you would much rather buy a piece that is trendy because you feel like it suits more of your personal style, then I would say that it is more timeless actually to buy that trendy piece, because if you really like it, then it will probably stay in your wardrobe for much longer, or you will get much more use of it rather than this timeless clothing piece. You get what I mean? Numero dos. I would say that this is one of the greatest discovery for me in my fashion journey, because I've had a really hard time just understanding why I liked some pieces of clothing and some pieces I did not like, despite being like the same clothing that someone else is wearing. But what I've discovered is that I've worn a silhouette that I don't really like on myself. I could like that silhouette on others, but for me I just don't feel like it is what I would personally like to wear. And so for that, I have discovered that I feel more comfortable wearing like a boxy silhouette. I like to wear like loose fitting jeans, not the super baggy jeans, and I like to wear like everything that bottoms up like in the middle. I really like that. I don't really feel comfortable wearing like the V-neck cardigan and jackets and everything like that. However, I feel like we are often told when discussing timeless fashion that one silhouette is considered to be the timeless one and the other one is considered more of a trendy silhouette. If you find one silhouette that you feel really comfortable in, for example, it could be a boxy silhouette or a silhouette that is more cinched in the waist, etc. There's so many different ones. That way you can incorporate the things that is trending if you'd like to, but you can still like feel comfortable in your clothes, and that way it will stay in your wardrobe for much longer. And I want to give like, I don't think my mother watched this because I haven't really told her anything about this YouTube channel, but I want to give my mother a big shout out. Shout out to mom, because I feel like she's really found a silhouette that works for her, and she's trendy, but she also like knows what she likes and then she wears that, and I think that is really cool. So that has been my goal, and now I think I've found my silhouette, and that is really nice. I also want to give a quick example of how I have conquered this little silhouette thing in practice. So lately we've seen like the bomber jacket making a comeback, question mark. Is the bomber jacket making a comeback, or is it just stuck in the ongoing trend cycle that has been since like 2010? I don't know. However, I've always, since it started to trend in like 2010, I've hated the bomber jacket. I think it's so ugly. Sorry everyone that wears it. Even though like the ones that is trending now, like where it cinches in like at the bottom or like it's cropped at the waist, I don't like them. But then one day I found a bomber jacket that was more like baggy or like very straight and a silhouette that I liked, and now I live in that bomber jacket because it was a silhouette that I liked. And so I just didn't buy it because it was trendy. I bought it because I liked the silhouette of it, and it just happened to be something that was trendy. That was just an example of how I would do this little silhouette tip. Great. Number 3, this one I've also had to work on a lot, especially being a petite girl. Listen closely. If you don't love how the piece fits, don't keep it. If it is a bit too big or a bit too small or fits you in a way that doesn't really make you feel confident, get rid of it or don't buy it in the first place. I feel like this is especially hard when there is something that is trendy and that's something that you would like to get because it is trendy, and then you feel so tempted to just buy it because it's trending, but it doesn't really fit you the way you want it to, and then you just end up buying something that you don't wear because it doesn't fit you like perfectly. But just keep on looking until you find that perfect fit, and you will get so much more wear out of it. It is the best feeling to just wear clothes that fit you correctly, and I really haven't understood it until like the last year. I've always had a really hard time buying jeans. Like I bought some jeans and then they fit me like okay, but then I had to like cut the legs off or whatever, and then I just had to keep on buying new jeans because I didn't like how they fit, and I really didn't understand why I didn't like them, but it was probably 99% because it didn't fit me correctly, because they were too big or too long or too tight in some places that I didn't want them to. It is much more economic and just better overall to just wait until you find the perfect piece of clothing and then buy it, even though you really like the trend right now. Number 4, keep on hanging on this. Radiator is quite comfortable. Let us discuss. Let us discuss trendy colors for a little bit. I feel like everyone has been going on about how the color red is super trendy right now, and everyone all of a sudden loves to wear red and wear the red tights, and believe me, I love it. I think it's so cute, but I've also worn red since like forever, because for me red is a color that I've always liked wearing. So for me it was just a little happy accident that red happened to start trending right now. But there's also colors that are trendy right now that I do not wear, because I found out over the years that I don't feel comfortable wearing these colors because I don't feel like they suit my skin color or my hair color or whatever. Just don't feel comfortable in it. For example, like buttered yellow or golden jewelry, because I suit silver much more. I feel like I can wear gold, but I just feel much more confident wearing silver, so I wear silver. But I also just want to quickly mention that I feel like we're taking all of these tests to find out if we're spring or autumn or summer or winter, and that can be really helpful. But also, like, if you wear a color that isn't in your season but you feel like you suit it, wear it all the way. But you shouldn't wear a color just because it's trending and you don't really feel confident in it, but you wear it because, oh, everyone else is wearing it, so I should wear it, but I don't really like it. Like, no. But also, if you want to do like this season color thing, and you feel like, oh, I really want to wear the color red, and I like the color red, but it doesn't really suit me, or I don't feel comfortable wearing it, then consider like, oh, can I choose a more warm or cold colored red, and maybe a more muted or a bit more bold, maybe a burgundy instead of like just red. There's so many options. So I feel like just kind of get a grip of the colors that you like to wear and wear them, but don't wear colors just because they're trendy. Wear them because you like them. Number 5. As of lately, there's been so much discussion about which decades are trending right now, and whether everything is trending or if there's nothing that is trending at all. And we're in this big like fast fashion loop where I feel like one day something is trending and the next day another thing is trending, and to be honest, I feel a little bit disgusted by that. And also like how we're already talking about how the 2010s is coming back into fashion, but I feel like we've also not really left the 2010s. I mean, of course we have, but I feel like it's too quick. We maybe shouldn't focus so much on finding out which decade is trending right now, but instead like doing our own research, looking into which decades inspires us and take inspiration from there. So for me, I've always like loved the 60s mod. Despite like whatever is trending at the moment, I've always find myself coming back to the 60s mod because I really love that era in fashion. You can also see like how the 90s and the early 2000s takes a bit of inspiration from that as well, with like the A-line silhouettes and the drop waist on the dresses. So for me, that has been like a huge inspiration in my own fashion sense and something that I often find myself coming back to. And so I feel like whenever there is a new trend that is coming up that don't really suit that I like, I usually don't really get into them that much. I feel like the 80s has been really trendy since like the 2015, and also like right now with the bomber jackets, etc, etc. It's nothing that I really enjoy wearing, so I do not wear those trends, if that makes sense. However, sometimes it is also great just to try out something different, just so you know whether you like to wear it or not, because if you want to improve your style or find out what you actually feel comfortable wearing, then you need to try the other things that you're not wearing right now, just so you can know exactly what it is that you actually like to wear. An example from my own experience is throughout my life, or throughout my teens, when the high-waisted jean started to make its comeback, I always thought that I would always wear high-waisted jeans because that is what I thought I was the most confident in, because I always wore it. Then because the early 2000s made its comeback, can I stop saying comeback? Made its comeback, I was like, okay, maybe I should just try to wear a low-waisted jeans once and see if I like it. Turns out I love it, because I feel like it evened out my proportions a little bit better, because with the high-waisted jean it really highlighted my long legs and short torso, which I know that some might want, but for me, I don't feel comfortable in that. And so when I wore the low-waisted jeans, I feel like it evened out my proportions a little bit more. So now I wear more low and mid-rise jeans because I decided to try it out. So what I want to say is that trends can help you find what you're more comfortable in, but also if you feel like you are more comfortable in wearing high-waisted jeans, keep on wearing them. So what is the conclusion? The conclusion is basically that dressing timeless is basically like just finding your personal style. And I also really want to emphasize that you should feel comfortable in your personal style and feel confident in what you're wearing. That is, for me, what timeless dressing is. But I know it can be so difficult to start dressing in your personal style because it may not follow what is trending. And right now, if you're part of the fashion community, there is so much going on like TikToks and shorts and all of the short media content with like the cool girls wear this and cool girls wear that and cool girls doesn't wear this and this is trending and this I would never wear skinny jeans and I would. But I just wanted to say that if you're very affected by this and feel like you're not cool because you're not dressing as the cool girls that you see on your TikTok or whatever, for me, dressing cool is to dress in your way of timeless fashion. Because the coolest thing of all is just to be yourself and dress the way that you think is cool. It has taken me quite some time to realize this, approximately my whole life, and to find out what dressing timeless for me is, and to feel confident in dressing timelessly and not dressing however all the other cool girls that I'm hanging out with are dressing, because we all have different personal styles, and I think that is very beautiful and something that we should praise instead of judging. We should praise each other instead of judging each other. That should be the fashion community, okay? And if you'd like me to do a more in-depth video on like exactly what has inspired me on finding my personal style, then I'd love to do that. Just comment or like this video or whatever if you want that. That would be appreciated. But until then, I would like to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.